Fabrizio Romano has given an update on Sesko. Benjamin Sesko will leave Leipzig this summer. That's the expectation. Last week, Arsenal had the first concrete talks for Sesko. Arsenal spoke to Leipzig and had conversations with the agent of the player. Arsenal started to understand the whole situation around Sesko. Contract terms, player value. I'm told it could be less than the reported 100 million euros. That's around 80 million pounds. Now there is still nothing agreed as of today between Arsenal and Sesko, but there is contract ongoing between all parties involved. I think making contract for Sesko is showing how concrete Arsenal's interest is. So up until today, I can't tell you who Arsenal really want because again, even Gyokeres has been mentioned. I think we want both of them, but it's not going to be possible to sign both of them. I mean, I wish it was possible, but I told you in terms of the players, if you're Sesko, if Gyokeres goes to Arsenal, there's no need for you to go to Arsenal. If you're Gyokeres and Sesko goes to Arsenal, there's no need of going to Arsenal. And why? Why would you go and rotate if you can go to a different team and play as the first team, first option in that team? So there's no need for you to go as a backup unless Arsenal are playing a front tool in back in the day with Ian Wright and Ian Wright and backup up front, or Wilton and Kanu up front, or Thierry Henry and Wilton up front, playing up front to it. That formation is no longer there these days. And plus, whether we like it or not, Havertz is still there. Havertz is going to play. So if you're Sesko and Gyokeres are signed for Arsenal, there's no need for you to join because that means you're going to be like the third option in that. And Marino is also going to play as a striker. So how many games are you guaranteed to play? You can go to a team. If Liverpool wants you and Liverpool don't have a striker, they've sold Nunes, you can go there and play every single game. There's that as well. So you have to see how it goes. So Sesko and Gyokeres, it looks like we're going to talk about them a lot before we end up signing any of them. We always go through that every transfer window. Hopefully this time it doesn't carry all the way to July or something crazy like that. I don't think we can do that though. I think by July both players will either have signed new contracts in their teams or they've already have moved on. So we have to be quick with them. Other signings, other positions, maybe you're going to take a bit more time again, but hopefully we are done with our transfers before preseason. Also, on both of them, Gyokeres and Sesko, according to Ghana blog, Arsenal have explored the parameters of deals for Victor Gyokeres and Benjamin Sesko. Arsenal's leadership group have debated the merits of both players. If they have made a clear decision on their preference, they are keeping it close to their chest. If it is to be Sesko, Leipzig would prefer an early sale. So if you want to get Sesko, it has to be very, very quickly because Leipzig want it that way as well. Having missed out on the Champions League qualification, there's a financial shortfall for Leipzig to meet. Gyokeres, however, may be the cheaper overall package. So which one are we going to go for? Which one are we going to go for? I want us to go for him, the guy on screen, but which one are we going to go for? Especially because it's cheaper. If you were told Sesko is 50 million and Gyokeres is 90 million, then I'd be like, okay, I see why. But, Sesko might even be more expensive than Gyokeres. We're talking about 80 million. Gyokeres is like 63 to 67 million, around that. And Gyokeres obviously is more experienced. And, okay, I'm surprised as well that I haven't had both of them talking to a lot of teams at the moment. We've been told that Sesko is wanted by Liverpool and Man United as well. And Gyokeres, we've been told that he's wanted by teams like Chelsea, but no one has really pushed for Gyokeres and Sesko that much yet as of today, 3rd of June. No one has really pushed for them that much, but you never know. I feel like we are slow in our transfers for a lot of years. And this is not like a thing that started the other day. Nah. I still remember players like Arshavin. We took so much time to sign players like Arshavin. That is back in 2009. That's a long time. Like, we always take time. As I think it's just Arsenal as a club. We just take time to sign players. So many players. We take so much time. Sometimes we even sign 5 players on the last day, like we did in 2011. We are not quick enough in transfer windows. I think we moved quick enough when we signed Jesus, Zinchenko, Fabio Vieira, and I think we moved quick enough when we signed Declan Rice, Havertz, and Timber. I think we moved quickly with in those transfer windows. But right now you have to, because players are going to move on to different teams. If you don't move quickly, you're going to be in a bit of trouble. And if we lose out on Gyokeres and Sesko and Isaac is not available, then that is a bit problematic. Or is it? Or Arsenal are looking at a different striker? It's looking like Arsenal are also looking at a different striker. Watkins is back in the picture, guys. According to Ghana blog, Ollie Watkins moving to Arsenal has not been discounted entirely, but the club do have reservations on his price. Yes. Luckily, Watkins is going to be expensive. If Watkins was like 30 million, I'd be scared that we'd go for him. It's funny. In January, all of us would have taken Watkins, but 4 or 5 months later, we're like, no. Watkins has Premier League experience, but his age is no. Watkins, I think, is about to turn like 31 or something. And no, if we want Sesko because of his age, and then we jump to Watkins, that would be crazy. That means that would be diabolical. If you wanted a 21-year-old and you've said, we want someone who's going to come and play us for a lot of years, and then we go for a 31-year-old, that would mean that's another panic buy. But Watkins has been mentioned again by Ghana blog. I doubt you are going to go for Watkins again, just like Sane. If you can't afford both Gyokeres and Sesko, which is not possible in my opinion, if you go and you get Gyokeres or Sesko, and then you also get Watkins, because I know some people want two strikers, I'd be happy with that, right? If you get Gyokeres and then you also get a second striker in someone like a Watkins, if you want two strikers and he's cheaper than Gyokeres and Sesko, I'd be happy with that. Watkins not as a main striker, but if you signed him as someone to come and also back up your striker, because teams these days we talk about it like teams only have one striker. No, back in the day, teams had four strikers. I know the formation was different, but there's a time we had Thierry Henry, Bergkamp, Kanu, and Wiltord at the same time. There's back in the 90s, we had players like Ian Wright in the team as well. Teams like Man United had Sheringham and Solskjaer and Andy Cole and York in the same team. All four of them strikers. These days, at least two. I mean, Man City have Haaland and Marmoush. Liverpool only have Nunes, but they usually use Gakpo and Jota in the striker position as well. Tottenham, it's only Solanke who plays, but that they have Richarlison as well. Teams have two strikers. Now, we could Arsenal could tell us that Havertz is like our Richarlison, is like our second striker there, but we need more options. I'm not sure about Havertz playing striker next season. I don't want a situation where Havertz is up front by himself in any game next season. If Havertz is coming on the last 30 minutes to play with Sesko and Gyokeres up front for the last 30 minutes, if we are drawing or losing the game and we need goals and we need to come back and need more options up front, I have no problem with that. But I don't want games where like Sesko is out or Gyokeres is out and it Havertz playing up front for 5-10 games in a row. We don't really want that. But Watkins has been mentioned, so maybe it's three options. Maybe it's Sesko, maybe it's this guy, Gyokeres, and Sesko and Watkins. So Watkins is not, we know Watkins is not a bad player, but because of his age and because of the level of player we want at the moment, that feels like right now, if you signed Watkins and Sane, I think there could be like a riot, but the Emirates Stadium, if we went and we signed just Watkins and Sane, that would be diabolical. And other teams are signing Reinders and Vats and all those guys, and then you go and you sign Sane and Watkins, that would be diabolical. So I don't think they can afford to do that. But if Watkins is signed after Gyokeres or Sesko, I'd be like, okay, two strikers. We've not had two strikers since Aubameyang and Lacazette. Go for it, no problem. But not Watkins as your main striker, and he's going to 31 as well.